Court has formed a 3-member committee to look into allegations against Delhi High Court Justice Yashwant Varma that a huge pile of cash was found at his house in the national capital. The committee members are from Punjab, Haryana, High Court Chief Justice Sheel Nagu, and one of them is also from Himachal Pradesh. He is the High Court Chief Justice G.S. Sandhavalia and Karnataka High Court Judge Justice Anu Sivraman. So these are the latest visuals right on your screens. You can see there's a huge cash haul which was recovered from the residence of the High Court Justice, and this has escalated a huge row, raising questions as to what the judiciary is now going to do, what the collegium is now going to do. Remember this, in this entire case, this particular case has also now been transferred to Allahabad High Court, where a lot of legal experts are unhappy with this development. They believe that stricter actions should have been taken. And once again, taking this entire suggestion into cognizance, a 3-member panel has been formed. CNN News 18's Ananya Bhatnagar joining us on this issue. Ananya, over to you.
Well, definitely, this is a very significant report that is now coming as far as Justice Yashwant Varma is concerned. A detailed report is coming from, in fact, the High Court Chief Justice, Justice Upadhyay, who has completely gone on to say that, there is a wider need, there is a, important need for a deeper probe as far as this incident is concerned. But the big point that comes out of this report and that raises a lot of eyebrows is that both the Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, and the Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court had a persistent question to ask Justice Yashwant Varma as to where is the source of these funds. Why was such a huge haul of cash actually there at his residence? And what, in fact, has been asked by both these top judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court as well. Not only that, what has also come to light is that Justice Yashwant Varma claims to have a conspiracy against him. It's his defense. Though another defense that he claims to have, saying that the outhouse where this money was actually found was accessible was the High Court Chief Justice, Justice Upadhyay, has completely shut down all of that defense completely going on to ask him as to why was such a big haul of cash, what was that doing at his residence, A, and B, why on the very next day when, the fire the fire was doused off, or on the 14th of March night, why on the 15th of March the debris was actually cleared in a hurry, which is corroborated by, in fact, the statements of his personal security staff and the staff at his residence. So what happens next? How would the 3-member probe, remember that the Supreme Court has set up a 3-member panel headed by, in fact, the Chief Justices of the Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh and the Punjab and Haryana High Court. What would they be asking him, and how would their investigation end into is something that would be very, very significant, because only based on that, the fate of Justice Yashwant Varma actually depends upon. Though, as of now, he's been sent on a long leave, and he has been ruled off by the High Court Chief Justice itself.
Right, and I'm also wondering what kind of angles or what kind of consequences can now the justice face?
Well, Justice Yashwant Varma would face a disciplinary action. As far as these proceedings are concerned, he's already sent on a leave. He's been de-rostered as of now. But if at all something very grave comes out of the investigation that will be carried out by this 3-member panel, because the kind of report that is coming from the High Court Chief Justice, Justice Upadhyay, that is a pretty shocking one, because questions have been raised to why this money and why this big haul of cash was there at the outhouse of Justice Varma's residence. Though he claims that, this is not his money, this does not belong to any of his family members. But at the same point of time, what was it doing there? Where did it come from? And most importantly, what is the source of...
Right, and just like you rightly pointed, Justice Varma has completely ruled out any possibility of him being there, him being in the knowledge of such a, being in possession of such a huge cash haul. So this definitely raises a lot of questions as to how the probe is going to proceed into this entire matter. Now, remember, one of the justice of the panel, Justice Upadhyay, has also already commenced the in-house inquiry procedure. He has began collecting evidence and information in this incident, and it will be crucial to see how this entire thing folds out. But for now, Delhi High Court Judge Yashwant Varma has also claimed that the accusations of cash recovery at his residence are part of a conspiracy, just like how you mentioned, Ananya, right now.
Definitely, the in-house inquiry, the High Court Chief Justice also comprising of the Chief Justice of the Punjab and Haryana High Court, the Himachal Pradesh High Court, and in fact, the Karnataka High Court as well, would be now probing this, you would be carrying out this in-house inquiry. But the report, the preliminary report that has come out from the Delhi High Court Chief Justice, Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay, is a pretty shocking one, which raises a lot of questions as far as Justice Varma is concerned. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how things pan out and whether, some guilt is actually found on Justice Varma. The next procedure would definitely be that he will be asked to resign, and if at all he does not do so, then the...
Right. Now, Delhi High Court Judge Justice Yashwant Varma has claimed that the accusations of cash discovery at his residence are part of a conspiracy to frame and malign him. This is what he has to say in his reply. Further, he also says that, there needs to be some clarification. And this discovery was only found after the fire broke out at an outhouse in the compound, which was used as a general dump room. He's also gone on to say that this room was used for any unused articles and other households which were not in regular use. He's also gone on to say that this particular room was usually being used by his servants, even the CWD officials. CNN News 18's Ananya joining us once again. Ananya, given all these kind of counter allegations that is now coming from the justice, what kind of a turn has this entire case taken now? Does this mean that...
very, very categorically, Justice Verma's defense that, this money does not belong to him and it was in the outhouse that, that was accessible to all. That has completely been shut down by Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay in his report, wherein he goes on to say that, the biggest question that arises, and he calls the clearing of the debris a very, very disturbing incident, and that is the reason majorly why, he has asked why as to what that debris was cleared the very next day. Because if at all Justice Verma felt that, this is something that does not belong to him.
Ananya, in his reply...
Right.
In his reply, he's also said that his daughter and mother were present at the time while he was gone to Bhopal. So, I'm wondering if his kin has given any statement to authorities.
The statement of his kin or, the officials is not recorded as of now, because this is a report that had to come in from Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay, who had gone, in fact, to Justice Verma's residence. He had met Justice Verma. He had told him the sequence of events. But at the same point of time, the three-member panel that would be conducting this particular investigation might go into the statement of the kin. And very categorically, kin and the House staff has completely gone on to say that this money does not belong to them. This is very, very clear from the reply that has also been given out by Justice Verma, which is a very, very detailed reply, though he claims a criminal conspiracy. But the question, that remains to be seen here is as to whether there was a bigger criminal conspiracy against him, or is it all just a cover-up that Justice Verma is presenting? Because the most persistent question that both his boss, exactly the master of the roster of the Delhi High Court, or the Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court, Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay, and in fact the topmost judge of the country, that is the Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, has gone on to ask from Justice Verma is that why was this big haul of cash going there? Who does this money belong to?